It's always exciting for college football fans to see that commit go on the board, but you got to beware because there could be a flip coming at any time. And there are some flip possibilities out there that you're tracking.
Well, like I said, usually when I talk about flips, it's usually with Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin. We know how notorious, but you don't have to go too far with Kirby Smart because Smart is very meticulous when it comes to navigating, and this offseason is no different. There was a lot there wouldn't be any on the move or recruiting without a little bit of rumblings, and there was definitely plenty in Georgia at the sevens this weekend. Two ones we want to watch, and the kind of the program that's really kind of lurking is Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs. Definitely continuing trying to bring that depth, and why not do it in your backyard? And there's two in particular that were at the sevens this weekend that are on Georgia watch. Brody Jennings, high star commit to Michigan. When you see him, this is the kid that he's a cornerback out of Florida that Michigan obviously has been set on. It seems like they're trying to hold on, but Georgia, hold on, wait a minute, because Georgia definitely has been knocking. He's just got a great length and frame, extremely physical. He is locked in with the Georgia visit on June 13th and 15th. Watch for this weekend, Mark, because this is a big recruiting weekend for Georgia. They're bringing in a lot of top level guys that we've mentioned. Some of the names: Jared Curtis, Derek Cooper. So this will be a big weekend to watch for the Georgia Bulldogs, and they're looking to try to flip Florida native Brody Jennings from Michigan to Georgia. He also has plans. And like I said, you've got to watch the visits when it comes to recruiting. It's one thing to get a kid on an official visit, but when you can get a kid on several unofficial visits, that's where you really want to. Because again, when you're on official visits, this is the kid and their family making the commitment to pay and finance a trip on their own. This is not anything to do with the school. So when the official visits come, that comes from the school, and they are taking care of the monetary costs, financing, making those travel arrangements. But when a kid like Brody Jennings is looking to make several visits, and what we're hearing right now, I'm looking over at my notes, that he plans to not only be at Georgia for a spring practice, but he also looks to be on an unofficial before his official in between there. So it looks like Georgia's making a lot of headway with cornerback Brody Jennings to try to to make him a Bulldog rather than a Wolverine. So pay attention. We definitely will have a lot going on June 13th through the 15th. That is a huge recruiting weekend for the Georgia Bulldogs. But Brody Jennings on flip watch from Michigan to Georgia.
Peyton Dyer, Leanne, is a guy that's categorized right now in the athlete position, which means he can play both ways, of course. And Shane Beamer's got him right now, but he can't necessarily rest easy.
Again, like I said, Georgia is not wasting any time. It may be dead period, but just because they are not there, just because Kirby Smart is not on there on those sidelines right now, you can bet that Peyton Dyer has had plenty of contact. Another talented guy. Um, and he's a very interesting. I assume that he's going to get that 5 star very soon. But even if he doesn't, very few guys you can say we talk about these elite level 4 and 5 stars. He's a very high level 4 star corner. But the thing about Peyton Dyer, when you see him outside his film that doesn't do justice, there's very few kids that we can say are NFL ready, and they already have that NFL built. And there's just something about Dyer that he already has it. He could play on Sundays right now if you wanted him to. He's just got that skill set where he continues to separate himself. And like you said, Shane Beamer working really hard to keep him at South Carolina with the Gamecocks. But again, Georgia's really making a pull for him. And he's set to visit to Georgia on the 13th and the 15th as an official visit. But another school we need to watch is Southern Cal. Like we said, they are on the move with him as well. And again, Dyer is just one of those kids that he is elite already. He looks like he could play in the NFL, and that translate onto the field. And in a day and age when the transfer portal is such a hot commodity, you can't help but want to push for someone like Peyton Dyer to get his moment, because again, from his film does not do him justice when you see him in live reps. And he showed out really big as well this weekend at the sevens down in Georgia. But he's an NFL. He's got that NFL strength. I mean, he looks like he could play at the NFL as a corner right now.